middle child.
I am the middle child. Middle child syndrome is real, guys.
Go through something like that.
Wendy, why are you laughing at my car crash?
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Sorry
thank you for having us, guys.
Appreciate it. I know that you guys are on a time crunch, so we'll try to keep this spiffy and quick. Before we get started with today's episode, we are episode 5 of the Midland Show. I want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsor companies. Number 1, we're going to start with Horsepower Crane and Rigging, serving the Midlands and surrounding areas. We are servicing Lake Murray, Prosperity, Chapin, Leesville, Lexington, Columbia, Sumter, Florence, Augusta, and Greenville. If you need our crane services, please give us a call. And we are also brought to you by Valor Health. If you are like me and you're ready to get your summer body on, please come visit Dr. Han in Irmo or visit him on his website at valormedspa.com. He is eager to bring on new clients. So please reach out, guys. And we are also brought to you by Midland Company, going on with half a decade in business. We are the premier framing company of the Midlands, servicing all of South Carolina. If you have filed your taxes, you are most likely getting a return soon. And if you need a deck or a fence, please reach out or come visit us in our showroom here in Irmo, South Carolina. And now I am going to let our co-host, Mr. Renee, introduce today's 2 guests, which we all happen to be family here. We're all cousins, all blood. I'm going to let Renee take it from here, guys.
So the word cousins gets thrown around vaguely. We are actually cousins. We have Alex here. Our moms are sisters. We have Andy in the building. His dad and our mom are our brother and sister. So we are indeed cousins. We actually grew up together too, so makes it all that much more exciting, chaotic. So we have.
What's the age difference amongst us guys? What is the age difference?
You're the oldest.
Wow.
We'll start there.
One thing that, okay, so Alex, we have Alex Mayorga,
Hey.
right? And we have Andy Mayorga, right? Rene Mayorga, Hugo Mayorga. Okay, I'm the oldest. Who's the youngest?
I'm the youngest. I'm 18.
18?
Yeah.
Wow. What is that, like 13 years?
12?
12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. Renee, you are 20.
I'll be 30 this year.
30?
Yeah.
So you're 29. 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
29.
In November.
November 6th. Yeah.
And Alex.
I'm 26.
26. The middle child.
I am the middle child. Middle child syndrome is real, guys.
And we all grew up within, I think, a year, 2 years of an age gap. So Andy was always the youngest. I actually that's a point I wanted to get into, Andy. What do you think? What was it like for you growing up, the youngest? I know you were like 10 years old and hanging out with guys that were like 20 and 21. And how was that for you in developing, and I guess your thought process and your experiences? I mean, you also have your friends your age. Shout out Tangot.
Yeah, so growing up, it was just, I don't know, like in my household, I just have a little sister who's now 11, which is like 7 years younger. So growing up, it was never really like growing up with her. Like I always had my cousins like you guys. And I feel like you guys like brought fun into my life. Like since you guys were older, had cars, like always took me out to wherever I wanted to eat or anything like that. And it was just like taking that experience and then just going back into school, and it felt kind of weird hanging out with guys my age. And now I'm like, we don't do the same things or just talk about the same things, but just always thankful for all the things you guys done for me. Just
You were like, can we talk about the socioeconomic state of the world? No, I'm kidding.
no, man, like I don't know. I just always think about that and just always grateful for all the memories you guys have given me, even though the age gap is insane, but just a range of just age, like not here mentioned, but like Luis, Nando, like even all those guys, like the amount of memories you guys have all given me, it's just nice. And whenever I think about my childhood, I'm really thankful about it all.
Yeah. Whenever I don't know, sometimes I stumble across like nostalgia videos, and a lot of the times, I was actually in my mom's house last weekend. She has a box full of old pictures, and whenever I go there, I tend to go in the closet, pull those out. She gets mad because I leave them scattered all over the place. But there's pictures of like Christmas of all of us, and I came across this picture of Alex and I. I was like 10, and he was like 6 or 4. However,
Is it the one with you buried in the sand?
yeah, it's a big. And then Alex is fixing to like stab the shovel at me, and I'm like,
Where was that? Was that at the beach or was that here in Lake Murray? Because we used to go to Lake Murray beach a lot
yeah,
growing up.
But that Myrtle,
I think it was Myrtle also.
Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Myrtle Beach was those were fun.
Yeah, I have I still look back at those memories when we used to all go as a fam with Dioito. I don't know if you guys remember those.
Yeah.
I mean, we were what, like 9, 10 maybe.
I was like 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Those. I don't think Andy was born yet.
I don't think so.
Nah, he
Yeah.
was born around that time.
Was he?
What year were you born? Oh, 5?
2006.
Yeah, those memories were, I mean, they're deeply rooted. I remember we used to go down there, and I don't know if he picked Black Bike Week on purpose, or if he didn't, like genuinely didn't know that it was Black Bike Week. I remember we used to go and there was no sleeping involved because all night you were just here, vroom, vroom, like all night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lake Murray was also a staple. Now, looking back, I'm like, why did we stop going to Lake Murray? But it's been under construction, I feel, for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it closed again, that beach?
No, I think they're open now.
The beach area was under construction.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Was it?
I feel like I remember we used to go like every 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to have birthdays there. We used to just hang out. That was the spot.
That's when that one guy told Nando, "You look like a monkey."
It was, yeah. Yeah.
And he was pressed about that for like the
Yeah.
longest.
Yeah. Trauma.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
real story?
Yeah.
But how did that come across?
Dude, Nanda was like 8, 9, 10. I forgot how old, but him and this guy, they were like same build, same exact. It's like a mirror image of him. And dude was like, he said something, and he was like, "You look like a monkey."
Fake beef. It was just fake beef. Yeah. It's almost like when you go to the gym and you see somebody every day and you're like, I don't like this guy.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, it's like I hate that. But there's no reason to hate that guy.
The whole time it's just some like 80-year-old guy trying to get a
Yeah,
workout.
bro. It's just you just happen to make eye contact with him for like 3 times, and you're like, what's going on here? But yeah. Oh, lights went on.
Somebody walked in.
Yeah. Team members are starting to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I just start making friends with those people I'd start making eye contact with at the gym.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Once
got
you
no-
start talking to them, you're like, oh, you're not that bad at all. You're actually
Yeah.
very genuine. Yeah.
Yeah. I got old friends at my gym over at Tim's still
Yeah.
that I go to. Yeah. Everyone's like, how's school? How was your, whatever, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, how's your kids? How's doing at Valley? Because a lot of those kids are Carlos Montez's friends. And so I'm always just like, oh, yeah, how are you? And very nice people.
Yeah.
But I do think Tim's gym is a little bit like more senior. It's not like going to Spud or anything around here. So
Yeah. I like that gym though. It's a hole in the wall. It's a gym. It's a lot of people are from like Wood Creek Farm area.
Yeah.
So
Where is this one at?
it's Health Advantage right off Spears Creek Road.
That's the 24-hour one, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
24/7 fitness. Shout out Tim. Yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah, and usually the old dudes be spitting some wisdom, man.
Yeah.
It's like some stuff that you thought you knew, but then once they tell you, you're like, oh yeah, you're right. You are right about that.
Yeah. The key about that gym is to go after Egg Roll Express is closed.
Temptation.
Yeah.
Renee, you have like 5 gym memberships.
Yeah, yeah, you do, bro. Top gym. Which one? Best gym in Colombia?
Spud Inc.
Spud
If you
Incorporated.
haven't checked Spud Inc., it's I can't describe it, but there is a new one that just opened up, but it's on Two Notch. It's actually right by Alex's house, called the Original Gym. They got brand new Arsenal equipment. It's actually where the old Spud used to be, but solid gym overall. Yeah.
That's the one next to Tiffany's Bakery, no?
Yeah. Yep. Right by Sesquicentennial.
Between Suesqui and the
Yeah.
bakery. Yeah.
I got a lift in there the other day and then went out the back door and it connects to the Sesqui Trail. And
I'm going to test y'all. I know I'm the oldest here, but I'm going to see if you guys are actually locals. Before Tiffany's, what used to be there?
Movie theater.
movies at Polo to be exact.
Yeah. Yeah. I have this vivid memory when Dad used to take us there to watch movies, and me and you would be the only ones watching the movie. Dad was just out, just snoring.
It don't take much to put him.
Yeah, he'd be out, man. Look over like 5 minutes, he's out already. Yeah. Andy, did you know that was a theater?
No, I did not know it was a movie theater.
It's like the storage unit now, right? That's what it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like the bar that was at the B neighborhood. The bar, the Carolina Fresh Farms, the used car dealership,
Yeah.
Oh,
the vet.
Yeah. Now it's Fresh Market.
Oh, I remember all of that. That used to be like a lot of like sod and dirt.
Yeah.
they used to have houses there.
Yeah, Carolina Fresh Farms used to be there. Funny story. We were at the Home and Garden show about a month ago, and I ran into the owners of Carolina Fresh Farms, and I was like, "Oh, you guys used to be right there where Winding Way, Burmaster, 4th Avenue is." And he was like, "Oh, you're talking about like 15 years ago." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, my parents live over there." Well, actually, my whole family lives over there. And he said, "Yeah, back in the early 2000s, and once you pass Columbia Place Mall, it was all trees until you got to Camden, because Camden's the oldest inland city in the U.S. So between Columbia Place Mall and Camden, it was all trees." And I was like, "Oh, I remember the Plex used to be there." Shout out the Plex.
Wait,
I miss the Plex.
is the Plex not a thing anymore?
So it's like, you know, the soccer field they had, they took it all down and just added more trampolines and stuff. Like added it to high wire, which I went, and it's not that cool.
Is the hockey rink still there?
No, they took out the hockey and they made it into go-karts now, which are also not that cool.
Oh, they have go-karts now.
Yeah.
Man, that place has taken. They brought in a lot of entertainment. Do you guys remember when they had a skate park in there?
Oh,
I remember that, yeah.
That was crazy, you know?
I feel like they ran out of things to put up there. They had a basketball court,
A gym. They had a gym in
they
there.
did have a gym.
Yeah, they had a gym.
I remember the basketball court that's just now an arcade, and you can still see the basketball lines on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't been to Plex in a minute.
That was another thing
the
about
Plex
like,
used to be the mecca
Yeah.
Of soccer. Yeah, indoor soccer.
I don't know if people recall, there used to be U15, 16, 17, Hispanic League.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Fights.
they used to sell beer.
They used to sell beer at the Plex.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
To get down after a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brawls were crazy too. I mean, you put a whole 2 teams inside an indoor soccer with nothing, but it was like a cage in there. There's like a cage. I mean, people used to get rattled in there.
40 minutes was just up and down.
Concussions.
Up and
Yeah.
down. Johnny
Knocked
got
out. Johnny
went to the hospital.
Yeah, I went to jail from a brawl at Plex. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I know one thing that was very appealing about indoor soccer was when you could use the walls to your advantage, right? So if you wanted to keep moving forward, you could use that as like a what do you call it?
It's like a bounce pass.
Yeah, you could just boom boom reflect and just go over your opponent, the defender, whoever was in front of you. If you knew how to use that plexiglass, man, you could really out trick the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I guess this leads us to our a topic, the Sunday League. Something we all share in common aside from being family is we're Sunday League heroes, aka 37U. We all play on the same soccer team. Andy and Alex have been crucial, pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, aka Baby Goat,
Captain.
My Cappy.
eight goals,
My Cappy.
8 assists. Alex, the head coach.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure, by the way. Thank you guys for letting me.
Yeah, coach.
It's,
Yeah.
it's been we actually got the semifinal coming up against
Guy on
the
Sunday.
Gamecocks.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
Y'all want to know how I feel about Gallo?
How do you feel about them?
We could take him.
oh yeah.
We can beat them.
We can beat him. Yeah.
We've beaten them already.
Yeah, we beat them the first time this season.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
game.
They're one thing that Renee mentioned about them is they're very unpredictable, though. That's the
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
But we know that, right? We know they're unpredictable, right? So that what does that mean? That means that we have the advantage because we know that they're sporadic. We know that they shift a lot, right?
They play very well. They pass the ball very well. But
Yeah.
A lot of them are Andy's friends too, right? Former
Yeah,
teammates
like
too.
all the ones that are like good on the team that contribute to the team. I've grown up playing with them. Like the two brothers, like the ones that usually score all the goals. One of them, like speaking about the Plex, he used to have his birthday party every year at Plex, and his dad would invite me and Chris to go, and they'd rent out the field for like an hour. We'd play, and then the others are just like my high school teammates.
Can we take like 2 seconds to praise Chris though? He started out the season as a center back, and it's like the top scorer of the league.
Dude's a monster, bro.
He doesn't stop running.
He's an athlete.
It'll be the 85th minute, and everybody's like gassed, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go full sprint down the whole field.
Nonstop.
Just score a goal.
Just when you think he doesn't have enough, he'll kick it into another gear, and he'll just keep running.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's 18.
Yeah.
I remember when I was 18, I never ran that fast or that long or anything compared to what he's doing. He's just like, he's a specimen.
Yeah. Definitely an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Very, very, very athletic.
very athletic.
Very talented. Very
Yeah.
competitive, too.
Oh, yeah. Very passionate.
Yeah.
I've had my fair shares of Get Your Shit Together
Yeah.
by Chris.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll hear it. He's very vocal.
He's very vocal.
Yeah. And you'll be like, oh, like you got nothing to say. Once if he's telling you what you need to fix, you're like,
I gotta listen.
yeah.
let me listen.
Yeah. Yeah, because he'll come out directly, and I'm like, and it's funny the dynamic. I mean, I'm 29 years old. He's 18, but he'll give me an earful of what I did wrong, and the nature in me wants to respond something like reckless, and I'm like, damn, he's right. So I think that's what makes us good. I mean, we actually stopped playing. Last year was our first season, second season now, but I think the accountability we have, holding each other accountable, is what makes us awesome.
I
Yeah.
feel like we progressed a lot since last season was our first like season of all of us coming together. It's just like a tie of just like people my age and then you guys, and it was like the first really time we've all played together. And I feel like this year we're kind of getting it along now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is
I
true.
have a question for you guys. Who's y'all's favorite player? Y'all can't name yourself.
On the team?
Yeah.
Well, I don't place.
Well,
I'll go with my baby
You
goat.
are. You're on the roster. Who's your favorite player?
You're gonna ask the coach to name his favorite player.
We'll start with that.
Clearly. All right. Sorry. My captain. Yeah. My
Yeah.
captain. Yeah.
I got two dudes in mind. I have Angelo and I have Joseph. Because like Joseph, I can just play with him just so fluidly. We know each other. I feel like we've been playing in high school
Joseph's a
just together.
stud.
We just like we know each other what we're gonna do. And then I like having the protection of Angelo. Like no one's getting past it. Even though he can be reckless sometimes, but he always has my back there, and I just know
He's got that vision too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he knows
he's so strong.
what ball to play. He's strong.
Yeah.
He's strong.
Yeah.
It's like an ox, dude. It's like Casemiro, bro. That
Yeah.
machine.
He definitely leverages his body to where it's like advantageous to him every time. Sometimes a little bit too much. He was the last time he told me when there was an incident, he was like, man, I feel really bad. I'm like, don't feel bad, man. It's just it happens. He's like, yeah, but he was like, I've done some reflecting. I'm like, what's up? He's like, so I realized that yes, I am a bit aggressive, but for the most part, I'm peaceful. He's like, what beats me is that I'm impulsive. Sometimes like that aggression is hard to contain, that it snaps, right? And I'm like, man, that's fine, dude. It's fine. It happens. It shows how much passion you have for the sport.
It's a good way to channel it though. Playing soccer on Sundays.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Man. I'm gonna say Eldon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a wizard. A wizard, man.
It's
It's between Eldon and Pablo Bonilla.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pablo's a
Dude's
dog.
got wheels.
Yes, dude. What the fuck,
so
man?
I was
Wheels.
watching The Lion King
Dude,
last
it's
night.
like
I was watching The Lion King last night and I saw this hyena and I don't know why, but it just reminded me of Pablo. He's a dog. Like
Yeah.
And he's a character too. He's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
He'll be like on the bench if you watch like the YouTube videos.
he'll start narrating.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
I was watching the video of one of our games and he's like, hey, he's like, our goalkeeper looks like a pink Red Bull.
I was talking about you.
Yeah. I wear a pink jersey and he's like, you look like a pink Red Bull. I was like laughing for like 5 minutes straight. I was like, I can see it. I can see why. No, Paolo's good.
To me, that's something so crazy because like what I like about Midland FC is I obviously have all of you guys, like my cousins, and then I was like, what's a way I can improve the team? And then I brought a bunch of my childhood friends, like so that's Noni, Pablo, which are brothers, and Eldon, and Dennis too. I've known them since kindergarten. I've been playing soccer with them since kindergarten.
Oh, Noni and Pablo are brothers?
Yeah, they're half brothers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They both got that dog and
Yeah. Noni's back in town, right?
Yeah, he was in Mexico for like a month, but he's back now.
Yeah.
So he's playoff ready.
Is he gonna be at the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah. What about you?
Oof. I don't have one favorite. I have like three. I don't know. Shout out Andy. He makes it happen in the midfield. He's got eyes where I just don't see where he's going, and then like he'll send the ball, and then like here comes Dennis, or here comes Joseph, or here comes Eldon. But he's got great vision. Pepe, the stuff Pepe does at center back is crazy. It's he's got that like last second reflex to like tip the ball, and he commands the field so well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's doubtful for Sunday.
No.
Yeah.
Golf.
No, he said something with his ankle last week. He didn't lock his ankle good enough, and it felt sore for a couple of days. And he said his hammy was feeling tight. So hopefully he'll get some stretching in these next couple of days, and will be selected. We'll see how he feels. But go on. Sorry.
Hugo. That means you
Man.
or Leo.
Counting on Pepe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both are strong candidates. My talent isn't as great, guys. We all know this. I have the athleticism, but not the touch, man. It's.
I don't know. You've had some solid. You've strung together some solid games the last couple
appreciate it, man.
of weeks. But let's move on. I know we talked about Nani coming back from Mexico for a month. Which reminds me, Alex, you also took a trip for a couple months.
I was in Europe for about 2.5 months, from early January up to about mid-March.
How was that? Tell us about that, man.
So
It's a whole another different side of the world, man.
yeah, especially in so it was my first time in Germany. Learned German, or a little bit of German through Duolingo. I'm actually coming up on my 1 year mark tomorrow of actually trying to learn German. So that's been pretty exciting.
Did you meet any girls down there?
I have a girlfriend.
Okay, so yes.
No, I was hanging out with my friends. But it was just really cool. The German winter is no joke. It's really, really cold. Most of the time, there was a period of time where I'd go a couple of days without seeing the sun. And so that was like really detrimental to me, you know, being from down here in the South where we always have the sun. It's always, you know, you can stand anywhere and you'll get hit by a ray of sun and you can feel the warmth.
Mm-hmm.
I would have 3 or 4 days where you wouldn't see it because it'd just be cloudy and cold and windy, and you know the high would be 26 and the low of like 12, and it'd just be freezing. It'd rain, it would freeze, it would snow, But then like every now and then you'd see like the sun pop out for like 20 minutes. And we had like a little balcony area, and I would just go sit out there in like my shorts and a t-shirt and just absorb as much UV as I could, because it was I missed it. But outside of that, I was at VAU, which is WHU in Dusseldorf, and took my 2 classes there and did a good bit of traveling all over Eastern Europe, and that was really cool. And I'm really blessed to be able to have done anything like that. So that was really cool.
Mm.
What countries, cities did you visit? Because I know you were in Germany for the most part, but I did see you were kind of.
Yeah, so I started out in Germany. I was there for about a month, and I would take flights or trains to anything close, and then I did a tour of Eastern Europe, like did a big loop. So I did train rides to Amsterdam, to Eindhoven, flew to Madrid, trained to Paris twice, Poland, Austria, Hungary, good bit of countries and a good bit of cities in Germany, Berlin, Munich. What else? Stayed in Duisburg. What else did we hit? Vienna, Budapest, and what we'll say my favorite one. You're ready for this one? Or you guys want to take a guess? What would have been the coolest one?
I've heard.
I don't know.
I've heard mixed reviews about Paris.
Munich.
So it's not Paris.
Probably like Berlin.
Okay, so all of those.
Yeah, he went to Berlin.
Really cool. Berlin actually has one of the best bars that I've ever been to. It was like a little speakeasy, and each drink that would come with you, it would be like just a surprise. So one came with like a Hulk hand, and the cup was already in the hand, and you had to drink it like that. Another one is came with like a little bit of fishies, and so it had like little goldfish with it. Another one was like, oh, it's a snap, and then the dude would come up and take a picture of you and give you the picture, and so like you'd be like, huh? But it was actually Krakow in Poland, the most walkable city, the friendliest people, the best food. Unfortunately, it's where I went to go see the Auschwitz concentration camps. So that was like very like downing. It's insane how all that happened, but just the people there, there's fantastic. I definitely was surprised me, was not expecting it. The people there are incredible.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, what was the biggest culture shock you saw from Europe and here? Obviously, we're Mexican American, but what was the biggest difference between Mexico, the U.S., and Europe, in your opinion?
Generally, in Eastern Europe, a lot of places close down on Sundays, so it's like really hard when you're busy throughout the week, busy doing like your own thing on Saturday and Sunday. It's like, okay, I'm trying to get all my stuff done, and you try to go do laundry. All the laundry places are closed. Go buy groceries. All the grocery places are closed. That's probably one thing that's like, all right, come on, like we gotta do something for all these people here. If anything, it's a business opportunity, I thought, but it's,
Is it religion based?
It's just,
Catholic, no?
No, I mean, it's just economically based, just for their workforce over there. So it's just kind of like I wouldn't say it's like a day off, because there are still businesses that are open. Not like everything is actually closed, but a good bit of stuff is closed, and so it's hard to navigate that. Traveled a lot by train, and that was really cool. But for me, it kind of sucks, like not being able to get to where I want, whenever I want, at the speed that I want. It's more of dependent on, a schedule, someone else's schedule, and then it can come up with delays, and so that's irritating at times.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, here in the U.S., you get in your car and you just go.
Just go over.
Yeah.
Interesting. Poland sounds like it was cold, like blistering. Was it blistering cold over there too? Or?
At points, yeah, like I'd walk outside and my lips would get so dry.
Did you guys go, like, you guys went into the bunkers where they housed?
Into the housing units in Auschwitz, yeah, and that was insane. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't been and wants to go, but it's insane that the stuff that they did keep versus they have on display versus the stuff that they can't display, and all the stuff that's gone missing over the years, or just stuff that eventually didn't make it to what is there now. It's
What about the gas chambers?
you walk through them too.
You
and
can
it's-
walk in there?
Yeah, and and you look up and you see where like they would pour all the stuff, and it's spine chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mustard gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you catch any matches over there where you were in Europe?
Yeah, I think I caught 4. So my first one I caught was in Munich with my boy Connor. Me and him, we were just like, let's go. Like it was impulsive, honestly, and we were just like, let's go to Munich, and it's like a 4.5 hour train ride. But we were there. It snowed that night. It was actually one of the drunkest times I've ever been, and so it was actually really fun.
And the game was like in the snow?
It was in the snow, and we were really close to the field. We were like kind of behind the net. We got to see like 2 goals on our side, so it was like exciting.
I thought you could only do that like in the video games, like choose snow as the weather. But
No,
yeah,
it was exciting. Actually, that wasn't my first game. That was my second game. The first game that I went to was like the first week I got there. It was in Dortmund, and it was Dortmund versus Leverkusen. And so I got to see the yellow wall, and that was really cool. I also I'd bought fake tickets that game, and so I missed like the first 35 minutes of the game because I was just trying to outside arguing with StubHub.
what happened?
So I bought my ticket off of StubHub, from here in the U.S., and I was just like, okay, it's reliable. I've always used StubHub. Walk up, try and scan my ticket, and it says ticket canceled when I scan it. And they're like, yeah, go to guest services. They'll fix it. I'm like, all right. And they're like, where'd you get your ticket? I'm like, StubHub. And they're like, StubHub's black market. And I was like, no, it's not. And then he's like, yeah, it's fake. Like, it's a fake ticket. So they issued me like some documents for me to be able to get a refund from StubHub. And then so I'm like, I'm not going to miss this game. I buy another ticket. It's fake again. Fake again. And so I'm sitting there. I go to another guest services, and I'm like, they're like, how much did you pay for this ticket? I'm like, $60 $60. And they're like, you paid $60 for this ticket? I'm like, yeah. He's like, show me. And so I like pull up my receipt on my phone, show him, and he gives me like a temporary ticket or like a handwritten one with a marker. And I get in, and by the time I'm in, I've already missed like 2 goals. Like I could hear it from outside the stadium. I was just so disappointed. And it was versus Leverkusen too, so it was like, seeing Florian Wirtz and all those guys, that would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then did the Munich one. I feel like I've been talking too much. I feel like
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
saw the Madrid derby in Madrid. They tied 1-1. What else did I see? Oh, and then I saw Eindhoven was an underrated city. Eindhoven, I ate at my first Michelin restaurant there.
Eindhoven is Netherlands, though.
It's in the Netherlands. It's a tiny, tiny town. Oh my gosh. And then Bruges too. I forgot to mention that. I went to Belgium and Bruges. For those who haven't seen the movie In Bruges, it's hilarious. Highly recommend it. And then visit Bruges because it's really cool. But Eindhoven, I saw PSV Eindhoven versus Liverpool, and so that was really cool. And just seeing like just different cultures, and Netherlands versus Madrid versus Germany. The soccer environment, it's really cool. Just all over Europe, really intimate. Everyone's friendly. And, you're just walking through a neighborhood, and then boom, big ass stadium, just in the middle of a community.
Yeah, you went to Europe as part of work.
For school.
For school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shout out the IMBA program, #1 in the nation, 30 years running, top 3, I think.
Hell yeah.
International business, though. USC.
Yeah, international, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I'm very thankful that I had an opportunity like this. I'm just very blessed.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember we started the season and we were like, "Where's the coach? Where's the coach? Where's the coach?" And we're like, "Yeah, he's still in Europe. He's still in Europe." So it was kind of like exciting to like kind of just wait on you, and it was
Thankfully, you guys were in good shape too. But
yeah.
So, Alex, what was the school stuff like for that? Because
the school stuff that I did in Europe.
yeah, like was it hard like going to another country and going to school there?
So the classes there actually were interesting. My classes were only on weekends, but they would be 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. And so we would wake up at like 6 a.m. because it would take an hour commute via train. And, on Sundays we'd have to wake up like an hour and a half before because we would have to commute by bus and train because the systems are delayed on Sundays. So, trains get delayed a lot in Germany, and it's just so unpredictable. So you want to be ahead of it. And I took this class called People Side of Doing Business and then Investment Banking, just because it's interesting to me, and it's not that hard, honestly. Investment banking was tough because it's just literally bam, 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 formula. This is how you do IPO pricing and stuff, and initial public offering pricing, and so it's interesting how, and it's also one of like the biggest universities in Germany. So it was really cool to just be able to collaborate with the people there. The people there are also very friendly, very nice. They fed us lunches, and it was really cool. The people there are very welcoming for us.
How's the food?
Oh, dude, I ate a lot of fried food, like to the point where I got sick that I didn't want to eat like anything.
A lot of schnitzels.
A lot of schnitzel, a lot of pork, and a lot of potatoes. Like I'd go days like without eating a vegetable, and I'd be like, just feed me a vegetable. Like I'll take
Fry it, but give me a vegetable.
No, like not fried, please.
Just give me a broccoli stem.
Yes, just a broccoli stem.
Go to a field and start.
Or a carrot or anything. It's really hard to find a veggie.
Schnitzels are good. It's like a milanesa, no?
Yeah.
Very comparable. I know Paul's sister.
We tried that last year, yeah.
Yeah, Paul's sister. She's the, I guess, lead biologist brewer at what's the name of the brewery? I had it on the tip of my tongue.
It's the one over in by the river, right?
Yeah. I had it right here, and it just flew away.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come back. Man, so what's something that people misunderstand about your job, Alex? Like, what's one thing?
At Bank of America?
Mm-hmm.
So last summer I was there as an intern. I was thankful for them for giving me an offer to come back. I'll actually be moving down to Jacksonville again in early July, and I'll start working down there for 2 years. Duval. Travis Hunter is actually really exciting to be able to go down there. Do they play the Panthers this year?
I don't know. Jose, can you check if Jacksonville plays Carolina this season? We won't go down the NFL rabbit hole because
that's
I'll
different
start yapping.
can of worms. Yeah.
Andy, do you watch football?
I used to.
You stopped?
And then Cam Newton retired.
Yeah.
Andy was a big Cam Newton guy.
Thanks to Renee. Renee was the guy that put me onto football. Like before, I've always just watched soccer, and then just football to me was just like so confusing. And then Renee one time just explained it all. It was actually when the Panthers were having a winning season, so I thought that was a normal. And then
Back in 2015,
You still a Panthers fan?
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Me and Alex are
All of you guys Panthers fans?
Still follow them.
Yeah.
I still follow every news, every player news, everything.
You guys watch baseball?
No.
Ooh, isn't that like you see the guy that fell?
I didn't. No. I didn't. Where?
Yeah, Ocean's gonna have a field day right now.
What
He
happened?
fell like 15 feet from the stand
From the
onto the
bleachers.
field.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he I don't know. He had like they were carting him away. He had like a neck brace on and everything. It's like
Yeah.
insane. The dude was drunk apparently.
Yeah.
Because he had his shirt off and everything. And
Party hardy.
He fell off the
Yeah.
where he was
Standing.
He fell on his neck.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
What team was this? What game was this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it there. And I was just like, that's
I think it
insane.
might have been a Mariners game, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're moving back to Jacksonville. You spent a couple of weeks there, no? A couple months?
Yeah, I spent. It was also about 2 months down there last summer, and I lived in a crazy place. Totaled my car, as you guys remember.
The runner.
The runner.
I remember the first time you brought your 4runner, he made me take off my shoes before I got
You get that thing clean,
He
man.
refused to admit it. I'm like, bro.
Clean, bro. Clean. Yes, bro.
Yeah, but it was like,
bro, you would get into Alex's car and it was it was a lounge in there, bro. It was a lounge, bro. It smelled good.
Yeah.
It looked good. Like bro was like
it had LED lights on the floor.
Yes, bro. It was such
the tires were always shining.
bro. It
You're
was
like-
an experience.
Yeah.
Bro. It was
I
an
love
experience.
my car.
Yeah. You'd always been there like, damn, I feel cool in this bitch. Like shit. Yeah. What happened? I heard about the accident, but what happened?
in short, a car failed to yield when it was turning left and it was going straight on a green at an intersection. Literally 20 seconds away from my house. Like, you could see my apartment building that I was staying at, and I was just like,
Man.
tough.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah. And I think I like passed out for like a second because by the time I like got out of my car, police was already there, and I'm like, what is happening?
When did this happen?
This happened in July of
July?
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
And
Same thing
it's
happened now.
tough, especially, you know, I was down there alone.
Oh,
And
yeah.
those the people who were in the other accident, like they had people like comforting them, you know, all of them. It was a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like kind of saying it like, yeah, there's no one here for me. So that was like one of like my biggest, you know,
Yeah.
learning experiences for myself and just seeing how tough I was.
Yeah, you'll never forget that moment, man. That's like a very traumatic experience to go through something like that.
Wendy, why are you laughing at my car crash?
No, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've had like 5 back-to-back hamstring cramps right now.
Whoa.
I'm trying so hard not to scream. Like, it comes back every 15 seconds, and I keep cramping my hamstring.
You need to drink those electrolytes. You've
Yeah.
been in the sun too long.
I know.
Get some bananas, man.
Speaking of, Andy, I've heard you've started to dabble in the family industry. Another thing that we all have in common, aside from being family and playing soccer together, we all dabble in framing. It's hereditary. It's been in the family. Like as the saying would go, everybody and their mama does framing here.
Mm-hmm.
Jose's dad, excellent framer. Andy's dad, hell of a framer.
I have a story about
Gustavo,
that.
Ernesto,
Mm-hmm.
long time great framing contractors, and then we obviously Midland companies starting in framing, so that's something we all share in common. And Andy's actually starting to dabble in the family business, man. What how's it been so far? I know you've been through the ranks with Delta. Now you're helping your pops out. How's that been like?
Yeah, so like you said, I started with Delta, like Omar and Nando, and I feel like I'm so grateful for the time with them because I feel like I learned every
Yeah.
basic thing I needed. Because, man, if I started out like I did with them, now with my dad, I would have been chewed out.
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm with my dad, but yeah, it's just like more learning stuff, and I feel like he has like over 20 years of experience, and I feel like he just thinks I have it all in my head and I don't.
It's second nature to him, though.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't
Maestro.
know. When I talk to him and I have to keep asking him the same question, he's like, "Do you not listen?" I'm like, "I'm trying, man."
How many times a week? How many times a day do you hear Musta Andy?
Dude, he says it all the time.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah.
But
What-
yeah, it's just learning right now.
Yeah.
I
What-
started in December, I think.
What's been your favorite part and what's been your least favorite part?
Oh, the favorite part is when I get to see like people I've grown up with just on the job site with me. Like
Yeah.
everyone I've known, a lot of the workers, I've grown up with them. I know some of them used to live with me, so
Yeah.
it's just cool being with them. And then the worst is just those long days, man, like those 12-hour days.
Oh. Yeah,
And the sun, the sun's starting to come out now.
Wait
Yeah.
until you get to the heat.
I'm getting
Oh,
scared.
July. Yeah. There's actually I kind of put this topics page together and about the soccer players. You two of our team members are actually working with you, and one of them is, are there any hilarious nicknames on
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the greatest nicknames I've ever come across. Shout out Cow Skinner. Yeah, Cow Skinner is an elite nickname.
It is.
That's I don't know how you. They say nicknames aren't given; they're earned. So we won't go into how he got that nickname. He might have been a butcher.
Piggy.
Piggy's elite.
I don't know.
Piggy is elite.
I can't.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't like it. And
He doesn't like
I
it?
can't help it.
I don't think he likes it, but
I'm always
he
like
likes
Piggy.
but I think he's accepted it now.
I think he's accepted.
He's like Piggy's so underrated. He's just so solid. Like week in, week out, he's always there on time. He's always solid at left back. He's just. I always count on Piggy to bail me out of certain situations.
Another guy who just doesn't stop running. Yeah.
Yeah,
He has a elite emotional control too. It's always he's able to maintain that.
he's always so stoic. So just same phase doesn't get well. He'll get rattled up, but you won't be able to tell. Yeah, but yeah, man. Andy Framer. That's I never thought I'd. Well, actually, I did.
I did.
I feel like it's inevitable. Whether you're in it, you manage it, or you do some part of it. I think framers being a dying breed, it's good to get the youth involved. There just isn't enough skilled people out there to replace the old timers that are stepping away from it. I know our dads are only getting older, so this next generation, this current generation, there's going to be some big shoes to fill. Like you said, your dad, I mean, to him framing is second nature. They started 2 weeks ago, and they got like.
That's another thing I like. That's like one of the better parts about it, is just being able to remember when it was just a concrete slab, and now you see these big buildings. Like now I just look.
Yeah, they started throwing roof up now. Just
roof comes next week. I know just Pancho and his crew started the clubhouse.
Yeah.
But
Have you walked the walls yet?
what's that like?
Walking on the 2x4s on the walls.
Oh yeah. Like walking on the walls.
How's that feel?
It's scary.
Yeah.
At first, I would be so scared to when they make like a bridge, like to go from one unit to one unit. On the other job sites, they wouldn't do that. They would just put like a 2x6 and just walk on. I'd be so scared. But I mean, it's like every time I go up there, it's this like scaredness goes away every single time. Like, I'm getting more used to it now, walking better. But I don't think I can. Yeah. I'm not at that level yet, just walking.
Yeah, one vivid memory that I have of that, what you just mentioned, when you do like a bridge with 2x10. 2x10 is like probably, you're like, oh, thank God it's 2x10. 2x12, you're like, yeah, this is a walk in the park. But as it starts to go down, 2x8, 2x6, you're like, oof, I don't know, man. You got to start like putting your arms out.
Sometimes I question the 2x12.
Bro, one vivid memory that I have, I think I was about 12 years old, right? And this is when Sergio was in the States, Veneno, our cousin. And the one vivid memory that I have with him is I remember I was in school and I used to help him out on Saturdays. We used to go out and do some framing, right? Some punch, whatever he had, we'd go out there and tackle it. It was him and myself and one more guy. I think his name was Concordio. It was the three of us just out there like doing Saturday work. One vivid memory that I have of Sergio, and this, like, I still remember this because it impacted me so much. We were 3 stories, maybe 4. I don't want to exaggerate it. I'm going to say 3. I was what, maybe 11, 12? And I remember, you know how you have these apartment buildings and you have first floor, second floor, third floor, and they're separated by units, right? And these units sometimes are separated by breezeways, right? You have breezeways where you have decks built in between them. Well, the building had gone up and it didn't have the breezeways yet, the decks built. So all you had between these units was like a huge separation between them, right? A huge gap from like here. They're usually like 10 or 12 feet in separation. Yeah. But there was nothing but concrete down at the bottom. And then, of course, the roof system, right? We were on the 3rd, maybe 4th floor. And I remember there was a 2x4, right? Between this unit, the unit in front of us and the unit we were at. But this 2x4 wasn't face down like this. It was like this, right? For some reason, that 2x4 was like this. And I remember he got on it and started walking it. And I was like, whoa, why is he doing that? Like, how is he doing that? He walked on it. And as he was on it, he turned to his side 90 degrees and he started doing the DX. Like, I was like, whoa, what the heck is going on right now? And he was just doing that, like just taunting death. And then he just stopped, casually like turned back 90 degrees and kept walking. And he was like, all right, your turn. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go downstairs, walk over, and then climb those ladders. I'm not doing that. I didn't do that. But I still remember that. Another vivid memory that I have was your dad actually put me on, Andy. We were framing with him. It was him and maybe 4 of us. It was his crew. I think this was before he went to Mexico a while back. And I remember I was helping him out. I was like the dude that was picking up trash and moving things and desparramando studs. You know, just the muscle, like the young muscle. And I remember one time we had started a house, walls went up for the first floor, and we started setting the joist. Well, then we took lunch, and after lunch was over, you know, we all know how much that feeling is of you go to lunch, you're like, yay, it's lunchtime, but then you got to get back to it. You're like, fuck.
You gotta watch what you eat too.
Yes, bro.
Because if you eat too many carbs,
yes, bro. You're gonna have that itis. Just oof, like I don't want to get out the van. Well, we got back into it, and your dad goes up into the joist up on the walls, and I think we were that crew. I believe that crew was an even 6, and for some reason that day after lunch, the 6th guy left. So now we were an odd number, right? We were 5. And I think his guy that was cutting for him was the one that left. So he was like, Hugo, grab a speed square and grab my saw. You're going to cut for me. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you're going to cut. ¿Tú vas a cortar? And I was like, I was like, but yo nunca he cortado. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it. I got you. Bro, that he put me on. Your dad put me on. I remember after that, I remember how good it felt to just right cut and like look at the block, and I was like, whoa. And then I was like, this is legit.
There you go.
Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, here you go. And I tossed it. It was a good toss, and he caught it and he nailed it. And I was like, whoa, that felt good. And it just felt rewarding. And yeah, we kept going. So yeah, that's the story that I had about Tio Hashi. He put me on. Yeah.
Framing's very rewarding in the sense that, I mean, like Andy said, there's a slab, couple of days, couple of weeks later, boom, you see the product. And I mean, the headaches in between, it's part of the game. But question I have for you guys, if you guys weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing? Or what was the goal? I know Q and I got into framing. It was kind of hereditary. Alex, you kind of got to... Well, you went to school. You're doing what you're doing. Andy, you're doing what you're doing. But what was the goal, or what dream did you have growing up, or what did you think you'd be doing? Hugo.
For me, it was architect.
Yeah.
I wanted to be an architect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I still have that dream? Probably not, man. Now I would get into something like maybe teaching, lecturing. Or maybe even like a librarian. Yeah, I don't know about preaching, but definitely lecturing. But I would definitely need to go back to school for that, get a degree. Maybe get something in psychology or something like that. More focused on like me teaching or me listening to someone and helping them. That would probably be it for me. Yeah. What about you, Andy?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of time people come out of high school and they have no idea what they want to do. So that was just kind of me. Like,
I hated that.
I feel like I was turning 18 and everyone was asking me what I want to do, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. You know, so I always had that back thought in my mind, like, oh, work with my dad. I'm like, no. I feel like all my life people have asked me if I want to work with my dad. I'm like, no, I just don't want to do that. And so I did like a semester of community college. It wasn't the best. I kind of didn't like it, but. And then that's when the winter came around, and my dad was like, oh, we have a job site coming up soon. If you want to join, we'll do it. And then that's when I really just fully went into it. And now I'm here because I just graduated last summer around this time of year. So I'm still just kind of fresh out of high school, seeing what life has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've never really had a set plan, just kind of just going on. And I feel like I'm doing good right now. I feel like I see now, like now in the field, I see the path ahead of me, and I see what's gonna have to take, and just want to help my dad any way I can. See how we can grow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Bro,
Awesome.
bro's got that vitality still, man.
Mm-hmm.
Vitality is energy, guys. Energy. Yeah.
It hasn't been sucked out of you yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex, just keep an open mind, Andy. Just keep
Yeah.
an open mind.
Yeah.
Hugo, I actually didn't know that about you, about the lecturing stuff. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good,
Appreciate it.
good
Yeah.
for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of programs offer like part-time stuff, so it's, you know, I'm sure you could find something to work around your schedule. So
Yeah.
dude, go for it. It's sick.
Yeah. I've thought about it, man. It's one of those things that's in my mind. Maybe in the future. Being an autodidact, like just learning by myself has been it's shed a lot of light on, oh wow, a lot of things. There's a lot of topics that someone can dive into and master and learn. And I think I would be doing a favor to the people around me or people who want to learn about something to kind of guide them and teach them and show them like, oh, by the way, you want to learn about this realm. Here we go. So yeah, it's been like I said, it's just kind of a thought right now. I mean, it's you know, we got the framing business. We gotta
He likes to talk.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool though.
yeah.
Alex, what was your goal? I thought he was gonna say be like Vince McMahon, but
I thought we said we weren't.
Yeah, bro. Time out.
So for me, I actually knew very young, you know, same with as you guys, I'm sure. 15 years old, out with your dad on a job site, whatever. Did that for, you know, and then, you know, we did A&E framing when I was 18, and we did that for a couple years, and now it's new age with my brother. I felt like early on I knew I kind of didn't want to do that. I respect all my cousins, all my uncles, everyone that's in the trade, but I just knew it. I didn't think it was something for me. And so now that I'm with Bank of America, last summer I was a process design consultant within Bank of America. So it's kind of like a consultant within the company. And I thought it was awesome. People that I met there were really cool, really intelligent people. And this upcoming July when I start up with them, I'm going to be working within the same department, with like tax and credit reportings and stuff. As of what my official role and what I'll be doing, I'm not too sure yet. So far for me, I feel like I'm on my right path that I kind of was aiming for. Even now that I'm going to start, you know, my office job or whatever you want to call it, I still want to, you know, keep being outdoors. So that's why I try and play a lot of golf with my dad. I'm trying to, you know, absorb up as much time with him, with my mom too, just hanging out with my nephew and just all my family. I'm just trying to really get to be with my family before I go down. And after this, you know, I think my contract with them is for 2 years, and then we'll see where I end up. I'm not too convinced on Jacksonville. Who knows? Something might change my mind. Living by the beach, and just how my overall Bank of America experience is going to be. You know, if I want to reapply with them within, relocate to Charlotte, and some upper or middle management position. But my experience so far is a process design consultant itself, and that's what I kind of did. What my major was at the IMBA program. It was supply chain and operations, and just trying to just piggyback off of that and see where I can go. So far, I'm on my right track. As to where my destination is, I don't know, but I'm, you know, just staying hungry and keeping an open mind about, you know, anything can happen for me too.
Interesting. Yeah. How's it been for you, Alex? Tell us your experience about navigating the corporate world and the bureaucracy involved.
So I have very minimal experience in doing all of it, but it's a lot of just emailing back and forth, waiting. Because when I was there, we were working on a project and we had to wait on like a series of approvals for it. And so it's just, you know, it's just a lot of waiting time, but you know, that's just how it is. And eventually stuff does get done and you can see the fruits of your labor too, eventually. And seeing stuff that we planned and we designed and we tried to implement, like actually go through, it's really rewarding too. Just like how you guys were saying about, you know, with the slab and then big building, like you see the work that you put in. And so it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The beach, man. The beach.
We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to stay like the Ponte Vedra Pablo Creek area. They have like nice golf courses, and just the weather there is nice, and just the community there is really nice too. So it's something I'm looking forward to. What about you, Renee? What would you be doing?
I like sports. I really like sports. I like the NBA, NFL. Now, as of lately, I've always kept up with soccer, international soccer, European soccer, but lately I've kind of been more on it, kind of been keeping up a lot with it. But I'd probably be doing some type of journalism. Any downtime I have, I'll read any article in regards to anything, but mainly sports. We'll see what framing has to offer, and then I don't know. I feel like they say you do what you can, do what you know until you're able to do what you want. I think the goal is always they say if it doesn't feel like work, you'll never work a day in your life. But sometimes what you love to do doesn't pay the bills. So I think we're all navigating a life where you got to balance what you love and what you have to do, and kind of keep those balancing as the days goes on as you get older. So we'll keep pushing through and see what the future has to offer. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, bro. One thing that I've seen about you is you're able to predict also sports betting. You have a uncanny ability to kind of precisely name victories before they occur, and I don't know how you do it, but I know you fuck me up every time, and every time you and I bet, I always lose. I've never won a bet against Renee, so yeah.
I've taken a pretty penny from Hugo from just betting.
I have since learned my lesson, and I don't bet against Renee anymore. Yeah.
Did you have Minnesota beating the Lakers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. That was easy.
Yeah. Renee's like
the thing about the Lakers is that aside from LeBron James and Luka Doncic, their bench, they're not that deep, and Minnesota has depth. They're younger. Anthony Edwards plays like a madman. They have Jaden McDaniel. They've got Nas Reed. They've got all these other role players that are superior than just a two man game. A team will always beat a one or a 2-man game, no matter what.
How old is LeBron?
He's 40.
He's 40?
He's 40 years old, playing at a very high level still. He's averaging 24 points. This is the first year where he doesn't average over 25 points a game.
But he's still averaging like 24 points, like high number, right?
Yeah.
It's just like right on the cusp of 25. Yeah.
That's still like elite in pro? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Basketball. Yeah.
How is he doing this when he's facing and competing against what, 21, 22, 23-year-olds? Are these new drafts in that age category, or what? Yeah. What are the new drafts, like the top elite drafts? Well, what age are they in?
I mean, this year was a year where the playoffs featured different generations. So you got your Kyrie Irving's, your Kevin Durant's, LeBron James, Steph Curry's, which are all late 30s. LeBron's 40, and they're on their way out. They're facing the current players that are at the peak of their game: Jason Tatum's, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, which they're a lot of international players, European players are coming into the league, playing a team game, being fundamentally sound. And then those guys behind them are your rising stars that are like hungry. So you got like Cade Cunningham for the Detroit Pistons, Pablo Banchero of Orlando Magic, and all these youngsters that are hungry to bring a championship to their city. Anthony Edwards for the Minnesota Timberwolves, he's
Kingslayer.
He plays like a dog out of hell. So, but we could dive into that a different time. Well, gentlemen, I think we're getting close to wrap up time.
Well, before you do that, but while we're on this topic of sports, you have one here that's interesting. Worst soccer fashion crime.
Those tiny shin guards. I know Andy loves them, but they look like little. I'm not gonna say what they look like.
The reason he does that is actually because like
No.
That's why he's so fast.
he said it just feels like you're not wearing anything, because I know for a lot of people, if you have shin guards on, it could feel like they're just in the way.
It feels like he pulls up in Hanes socks. Like
He pulls up in regular socks.
halfway up his shin in the shin guard, literally that's about 2 inches tall by 1.5 inches wide. That's criminal.
You got some other things on here. Wildest game moment or referee drama.
The wildest game was probably 2
oh
weeks
my
ago, the 5-6 crushing defeat with 2 red cards for us.
Yeah.
We were up 5-2 and we crashed out and lost 6-5 and
But-
lost the league.
I also got a red card that game.
And we had 2 red cards, and then people were asking me to build an attack. How am I going to build an attack with 8 players on the field?
That was crazy. Is this
no.
the one where we were up? And
Yeah.
then
5-2.
5-2.
But
God.
if we win the semifinals, I'm certain we're gonna find them in the finals. So we're gonna.
What team was that?
Z Warriors.
Z
We've
Warriors.
lost 4-3 and we lost 6-5.
Have we faced Z Warriors before? Before
They're,
that?
they're a brand new team this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big striker. A big,
Oh,
really massive.
yeah. I remember them.
Friendly reminder that if we make the final, we move up to 3A, which has Marquente, Ballers, Majestic, and it's going to be a lot more fierce competition.
Who takes it way too seriously on the pitch, guys?
You.
Wow. I do, don't I? I do. Yeah.
Y'all ever seen Hugo's mouth guard?
I've seen it, and I didn't know it was a mouth guard at
thought it
first.
was a
I was just like,
legend.
wait.
There's a story behind that.
It's not so that it's not to protect his teeth. It's so he doesn't open his mouth, get him in trouble.
Yeah. Y'all remember last season?
Strategic.
No, early soccer Hugo. Oof, protect those. You need those ankles, those shin guards that protect your ankle.
Yeah.
The one you put on like a sock.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a comment the other day because Leo was always reminding me, he's like, chill out, cool out. Like, don't go hard. And I'm like, why is he saying this? And I had to make the statement. I was like, look, guys, I know I'm known as the most like violent and dangerous like player on the team. But fun fact, this season, when have I gotten carded? Ever.
None. You've had a good season.
Yeah.
No
You've had a
cards.
good season.
No cards. No cards. But
And
yeah,
no
that,
reckless tackles either.
none.
No
bro.
penalties given
No.
either or anything.
No. Every tackle was calculated. All right. So
Y'all want to go through like a speed round of these? And
Yes, let's do it.
whoever answers. I mean, they're not going to be directly what's on here, but I'll add because we've touched several topics.
Yeah.
What's y'all's funniest or most chaotic family memory growing up? Anything random?
oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Andy, I know
You guys go first.
we probably can't say most of them
Yeah.
because for legalities.
Probably just for me, it's when we shoot guns on Christmas or New Year's. Those are always hectic with
Yeah. that
other
is-
family members becoming distraught at, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of wild.
That's right. Yeah.
Growing up together, who was the troublemaker?
Vogue.
Johnny.
Johnny.
Hide your Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Hide your cowboy up.
Hide your Xbox games, bro. Yeah, I had to buy like 5 Grand Theft Auto games. I was like, why do they keep disappearing? Yeah.
Andy, what lessons have you learned from your dad?
Lessons learned from my dad, like in what sense?
Work.
In work right now, it's just kind of seeing him in a different way. Like I feel like my whole life, I've just seen him at home, and seeing him at work now, it's completely different now. So
Yeah.
he's not like the guy I eat dinner with, like he's a guy like commanding people, what to do, just leading people, and I feel like I kind of admire that. I want to pick that up from him because it's not just the same laid back guy on the couch watching TV. He's a whole different man at work. So
Yeah.
That switch up is crazy,
yeah.
Yeah.
Different.
There is a certain dynamic about working with your dad. I mean, we've all done it at some point.
We're all doing it, kind
We're all
of.
doing it. We've all done it. But yeah, there's a certain dynamic. VAR,
What is that?
video review for soccer. Good or bad, Andy?
I
Alex?
think it's good.
I think it's good. As long as they get the calls right, at least.
I mean, there should be nothing bad about it. It's really just a replay of it and doing it again. But I feel like the people who say it's trash are like the people who get
Real Madrid fans?
Yeah,
I don't
they
think it's
they
trash.
get the outcome they wanted because they don't have the video assistant, and then when the video assistant goes and review it, they say, okay, well, this is wrong.
Oh, Alex is a Real Madrid fan.
I am. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Fun fact: Alex is a diehard Real Madrid fan, and Andy's a diehard Barcelona fan.
We watched the game this week together too.
We could have benefited from VAR at our Sunday league.
Oh,
We
anyway.
would absolutely from our offsides
Yeah,
calls.
bro. Yeah, we've had so many calls that it's. I mean, not to complain or anything, but I know a lot of them are clearly not.
Yeah.
They're clearly bad calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, those linemen are they just throw the flag up whenever.
I try not to yell at the refs because that was like actually my first job. I've been reffing since I was 13, so I know kind of how hard it is. And like I feel like the more times you yell at a ref, the more they're gonna get anxious. Because I know when parents yell at me, I'm like, dang, I need to stop.
Yeah, it doesn't help your case.
Yeah.
If anything, it just creates more tension amongst. Yeah. Any team beef or hilarious nicknames? Oof, that's a good one.
I feel like Freddie and Hector used to hate each other, didn't they? A long time ago.
Yeah.
What was the story behind?
I don't recall.
I don't recall. It's probably just some soccer beef, and
I do recall that actually. There was like some tension.
it was
No, like,
tension.
yeah.
Every
there's
time we'd pick
tension.
teams, they'd be like, hey, just make sure I'm not with him.
Yeah.
Like, let me play against him.
Yeah. Hector's style has bettered. He also used to have. There was a lot of affliction. He would come hard at the opponent team, and I think he's dialed it down a notch. I think one thing about when we go into these matches, I know that sometimes we, with amongst teammates, we sit there and we chat for a little bit. Hector's been one of those teammates that I chat with before the game, and he's been giving me solid advice. Actually, he's the one that, thanks to him, I think it has helped me to be less aggressive, I guess.
Vindictious.
Recklessly aggressive, yeah, because the aggression's still there, but Hector's the one that's been giving me the solid advice to kind of tone it down a little bit. And I think it's solid advice because he himself has, toned it down a little bit, to where it's not reckless, it's contained, it's calculated, it's being funneled to where it's effective and useful. Because he himself used to be a little dirty, like he used to, kick the shit out of somebody's shin. But there's another cool topic on here that you had. Oh yeah, I see it. Craziest thing you've seen at work, Alex, Bank of America.
It's just hearing stories of people misentering, like fat fingering numbers when you're putting stuff in.
Oh dang!
Someone added an extra zero to someone's account on a deposit and on a transfer when they were supposed to deposit, 300,000 or something. They deposited 3 million, and apparently it all went through. It was in their account, and they would have gotten away with it if it weren't for the client themselves coming back to the bank and being like, "Yo, someone made a mistake here. I'm not supposed to have 3 million in my account, or whatever amount it was."
Whoa.
And thankfully for their good citizenship, I guess one would say, they fix it. And, they got.
I may or may not have been already in Mexico by the time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, would you guys do the same?
I'd be in a non-extradition country.
Uganda. But that'll probably be a wrap. It's 9:15. Alex has other
Duties for
duties,
today.
so
Looking
we'll
forward to
call
the
it-
game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pumped. I'm
We
so
need to make
pumped.
sure we tell people to bring a crowd too.
Yes.
Every time we've done that, it's always backfired.
I know. I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Every
it.
time Walter goes, we just end up getting slapped around.
It's funny because he doesn't even sit with the spectators. He sits with us on the bench.
Do not vas a entrar.
Funny. Remember, yeah, when we were playing Z Warriors, for the top of the table. It was halftime, and Walter was like, "Y el tabaqueros va a entrar."
Yeah. Yeah.
He said that to Sned too, so that's funny.
Shout out Walter. He's one of the top solid people I know.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming on the pod. We'll call it an episode.
Thank you guys for
Thank
having
you for
us.
having us, guys.
Thanks guys
You
for
guys have a
joining us
great
today.
office.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.